It's 9:23 a.m. on an ordinary Monday morning, the kind of morning no one remembers. Coffee machines hum quietly in kitchen corners. Office elevators ding open and shut as people step in with half-awake eyes. Traffic flows in predictable patterns, red lights controlling impatient drivers who tap their steering wheels in rhythm with the radio. Somewhere, a man scrolls through emails he doesn't care about. A woman ties her child's shoelaces before rushing out the door. A college student sits in the back row of a lecture hall, pretending to listen while staring at a glowing screen. Everything feels normal, safe, routine. This is the illusion humanity depends on, the belief that tomorrow will look exactly like today. No one in this moment believes they are living in history. No one senses that in just minutes everything will be divided into two parts, before and after. At exactly 9:24 a.m., something strange happens. One phone vibrates, then another, and another. Within seconds, an entire city is filled with the same sharp, unnatural sound, an emergency alert tone that cuts through conversations, through traffic noise, through the quiet hum of everyday life. People pause. They check their screens. At first, it doesn't register. The message is short, cold, clinical. Ballistic missile threat inbound. Seek immediate shelter. This is not a drill. There's a moment, a very brief moment, where the human brain refuses to process what it's seeing. Someone laughs nervously. Is this a joke? But then they look around. Everyone else has the same message, the same words, the same warning. And just like that, the illusion cracks. Thousands of miles away, this moment began several minutes earlier. A missile, launched from a submarine hidden deep beneath the ocean's surface, broke through the water with explosive force. This is what's known as an SLBM, a submarine-launched ballistic missile. Within seconds, its engines ignited, pushing it upward at incredible speed, faster than any commercial aircraft, faster than anything most people can comprehend. As it climbed higher, it exited the atmosphere entirely. Now it wasn't flying like a plane, it was falling, guided by precise calculations, following a ballistic trajectory shaped by gravity and momentum. At this stage, it became nearly impossible to stop. Radar systems detected it almost instantly, but detection doesn't mean prevention. There's something called the radar horizon, a limitation caused by the curvature of the Earth. It means that even the most advanced systems can only see so far, and often, by the time a missile appears on radar, precious minutes have already been lost. Minutes. That's all there is. From launch to impact, the entire journey takes roughly 20 to 30 minutes, and by the time that alert appears on a phone, most of that time is already gone. Here's the part no one prepares for. Not the explosion, not the fire, but the delay. The human brain is not designed to accept sudden catastrophic change. Psychologists call this normalcy bias, the tendency to believe that things will continue as they always have. Even in the face of overwhelming evidence, people hesitate. They wait. They look to others for confirmation. This is known as milling behavior. You don't run immediately. You check social media. You refresh the news. You ask someone nearby, "Did you get this too?" Time slips away in seconds that feel harmless, but aren't. Because every second now matters. And most people don't realize that yet. Panic doesn't look like chaos at first. It looks like movement. Someone grabs their keys. I need to get out of here. Cars start. Engines roar to life. Within minutes, streets are filled with vehicles trying to go somewhere, anywhere, away from an invisible threat. But there's a problem. Everyone has the same idea. Highways clog instantly. Intersections lock up. Cars sit bumper to bumper, trapped in a growing web of metal and fear. This is the worst place to be. A car offers no protection, no shielding, no safety. But in that moment, it feels like action. And action feels like survival, even when it isn't. The truth is uncomfortable. Survival in this scenario depends on doing something that feels completely unnatural, staying where you are, or finding the nearest solid shelter immediately. The best option? A basement, underground parking structures, concrete buildings with multiple interior walls between you and the outside. Distance matters, barriers matter, time matters, because the goal is simple. Put as much material as possible between you and what's coming. Windows are dangerous. Open spaces are deadly. The deeper you go, the better your chances. But again, this requires knowledge. And in a moment like this, most people don't have it. Then it happens. There is no warning sound, no countdown, just light. An intense flash brighter than the sun, so powerful that it can be seen from miles away. For a fraction of a second, shadows burn into surfaces. Anyone looking directly at it never sees anything again. Then comes the heat, a wave of thermal radiation spreading outward, igniting everything it touches, clothing, trees, buildings. And then, the shockwave, a wall of compressed air moving faster than sound, shattering glass, collapsing structures, turning debris into high-speed projectiles. Entire city blocks can be leveled in seconds. The force is unimaginable, and it all happens faster than the human mind can fully process. But the explosion is only the beginning. In the hours that follow, a new danger emerges. Fallout, radioactive particles pulled into the sky by the blast, then slowly falling back to Earth like invisible snow. This is where survival becomes a matter of patience, because stepping outside too soon can be fatal. Radiation exposure isn't always immediate, but it's cumulative. The first 24 to 48 hours are critical. The longer you stay sheltered, the more your chances improve. But outside, the world is unrecognizable. Fires burn uncontrolled. Communication systems fail. Emergency services are overwhelmed or gone entirely. And for many, there is no clear next step, only uncertainty. What makes this scenario so terrifying isn't just the destruction. It's how normal everything feels, right up until the moment it isn't. At 9:23 a.m., the world is predictable, understandable, comforting. At 9:24, that certainty disappears, and what replaces it is something far more fragile. The realization that everything we rely on, routine, safety, control, can vanish in minutes. But maybe there's something else to take from this. Awareness. Because the difference between panic and survival often comes down to a single thing: knowing what to do before it happens. The world doesn't change all at once. It changes in moments that most people ignore. Until it's too late. So the question isn't just what would happen, it's this: what would you do in the exact moment the world changes forever?